All right, our top focus at 2 this afternoon, day after superstar Rajnikanth called off his visit to Sri Lanka following the opposition and outrage from Tamil groups. Sri Lankan MP and ex-president Mahinda Rajapaksa's son, Namal Rajpaksha, slammed Tamil leaders. Rajapaksa took to Twitter saying, and I quote, "True nature of Tamil Nadu politicians is revealed again. They won't allow anyone, even superstar Rajni, to help Sri Lanka's Tamil people," unquote. Remember, Rajnikanth was supposed to launch a housing scheme for Tamils displaced by the Sri Lankan civil war in Jaffna on April 9th. His visit was opposed by Tamil groups such as VCK and MDMK, after which Rajni decided to cancel his Lanka visit.
So we're seeing that a lot of the Tamil groups are against Rajnikanth going to Sri Lanka. Can you give us a glimpse of why this decision has been taken?
Actually, Mr. Rajinikanth is very close to me. We are not against him. Now, he is going to participate in a ceremony in Jaffna of the opening houses, for 152 houses built by Laika. Laika is very close to Rajapaksa family and Maitri Bala family. We all know, the diaspora also know. He may be Tamil, Sri Lankan Tamil, but he is very close to the ruling people. So all Tamil people is anti-Laika now. He is producing a film 2.0. In this picture, Mr. Rajinikanth is hero. So they want to promote his next movie all over the world. So this is the commercial motive behind it. We don't bother about that commercial motive also, but there is one political motive behind it.
Rajinikanth is going there to hand over the keys. It's a good news, but I want to convey along with that, our Indian government has made very good effort, and some 46,000 have been promised, and already 40,000 houses have been already ready. This is my information, and our Prime Minister is almost, he may go after all the session is over, I think in another 1 or 2 months, and if anything to be done to Tamils or further, and definitely that also will be fulfilled by the government.
It's not a
All right. I'm joined by Sri Lankan MP and ex-President Mahinda Rajapaksa's son, Namal Rajpaksha. Mr. Rajpaksha, can you please elaborate your statement? In a way, you're slamming all the Tamil Nadu politicians because of them, because you think that because of them, Rajnikanth cancelled his Lankan trip. Can you please explain your statement?
Yes, of course. I mean, see, if you look at the history, always Tamil Nadu politicians have been looking at Sri Lanka Tamils in a negative manner. And always they use Sri Lankan Tamil issue for their political advantage. But other than that, actually, practically speaking, what have they done? Have they got involved with reconciliation or rebuilding or even demining or resettlement? They don't get involved with any of those things. But whoever is coming forward, whoever is willing to come and help the Sri Lankan Tamils, what they do is they always object that.
Okay, but sir, the politicians back in India think that Rajnikanth's visit to Sri Lanka would have been, an indirect or a tacit endorsement of the war crime, since Sri Lanka has still not been able to investigate it. It has now been given 2 more years by the United Nations that they have to probe the war crimes. So the politicians have a fair argument. Their defense is that Rajnikanth should not go because it will endorse Sri Lanka's war crimes.
So what Tamil Nadu politicians saying is that the Sri Lankan Tamils have to suffer whenever the world decides to give them a solution. No, they have to come back on their life. We have to build housing for them. We have to educate them. During our government, we have invested over $1 billion on northern development. According to Tamil Nadu politicians, we have to stop all that and wait till the UN or someone decide what's going to happen next.
Okay.
So that's not going to happen. We have to move forward. The people have to get what they deserve. I mean, of course, we have come out of a 30 year of war, and we have. This is what we always say. Our fight was not against Tamils. We were fighting against LTT terrorist organization who killed Rajiv Gandhi, who also killed Lakshman Kadirgaman, who was a Tamil. a foreign minister former, and also someone who also same organization that killed Dorayappa, the mayor in London back in days, and also there at Prandapulle. So our fight was against the terrorist organization, not against Tamils. But end of the day, why are you generalizing the entire Tamil community with this LTT organization? No, it's not fair enough for the that is what the solution for the Tamil Nadu politicians. I'm sorry, Sri Lankan, irrespective of whether they are Sinhalese or Tamils or Muslims, they are not willing to accept that. So we have to move forward. We have to continue the development in North, and we have to make sure that the younger generation is educated and more job opportunities is created for them.
Okay. Mr. Rajpaksha, before I hand over this conversation, before I include my colleague Pramod Madhav in this conversation, I want to ask you one question. Rajnikanth has also left it open. He said that he is more than willing to once again, if at all he comes to Sri Lanka, this issue should not be politicized. So do you think the Lankan government will once again, give an opportunity to Rajnikanth to do a similar thing in the future?
Well, of course, I'm representing the opposition, so I'm not in a position to make a statement on behalf of the government. But I'm sure the Sri Lankan government and the Sri Lankan community, the people of Sri Lanka would love to welcome Rajinikanth to Sri Lanka at any given time, because he's one of the biggest superstars for entire Sri Lanka, irrespective whether they are Sinhalese or Tamil or a Muslim. Including myself, my father, we all follow his movies and we all enjoy his movies. So we would love to have him in our country.
Okay. Mr. Rajpaksha, I'm also joined by India Today correspondent Pramod Madhav, who may have some questions for you.
Namal, the politicians of Tamil Nadu directly ask one question. It's about discrimination. They say that there is continuous discrimination in north and eastern provinces of Sri Lanka. This was also confirmed by the Chief Minister T.N.A. Vigneshwaran. And the second thing is that the politicians over here, they are bringing out this statement saying that when will the army return the lands? These are the questions seems to be prior here, though you accuse them of talking about only Sri Lanka during election periods. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be in Tamil Nadu. There are constant protests over here that talk about when is the army going to return the lands of Tamil people that belong to the Tamil Nadu Elam people, and why should they build houses, 150 houses, when there is like thousands of houses that should be constructed. And even Vigneshwaran earlier stated that close to 1 lakh widows are present there, Namal.
Okay, let me answer by one. If you actually look at, if you actually look at Sri Lanka, name me 10 rights or 10 things that the Sinhalese community in Sri Lanka enjoys and Tamil and Muslim community doesn't enjoy in Sri Lanka. There is no such thing in Sri Lanka. We all enjoy the same rights. We all are represented in the same manner. And we all, if you can name 10 things, if you can name me 10 things that Sinhalese are having, but Tamils and Muslims doesn't have, then we can work on those things, right? But the reality is that entire Sri Lanka is enjoyed by the same thing, right? And about the land, during our government, we started giving back land step by step. But giving back land is not an easy task. We were talking of coming out of a 30-year-old war, demining the area, clearing the area, at the same time to identify who is the real owner. I have personal experience in North, where people from London or Canada claiming the property in Kilnoch or Mulattu, but actually someone is already living in that property. So the land issue is something that you cannot solve, like give a solution overnight. It will take time. The government has to take time. They have to identify who are the real landowners, and also they also have to take the national security aspect into consideration. And I'm sure the government will take steps taking the national security into consideration, leaving behind the lands that are needed for national security, and they will be given. But you need to give them time to realize, to understand who are the actual owners of these lands. Because sometimes what we see is at some point, people who went away from Sri Lanka long years ago are claiming certain properties now, but there are people who live in there already. We can't kick them out from that house who have been living there during the war and give it to someone who went abroad during the war. So all these things have to be taken into consideration and given a proper answer.
All right, that was Namal Rajpaksha who was speaking to India today on that controversy where Rajnikanth had to cancel his Sri Lankan visit because of pressure from political parties in Tamil Nadu.